What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. The family reunion of Liam and Hope. What comes next for Luna? According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Lee Finnegan must deal with the fallout, while Electra Forrester must endure a heartbreaking surprise. Let's talk about all the drama that lies ahead, because BNB fans will also be watching to see what happens to Luna Nozawa next. Despite Thomas Forrester's indignation about Brooke Logan becoming Ridge's wife, Ridge will stand up for her and attempt to correct Thomas. In the meantime, Luna's scheme to use Remy Price's apartment as a hiding place would fail. Soon, Will Spencer, Katie Logan, and Bill Spencer will all face Luna. When Lee finds out that Luna attacked an inebriated Will in bed, she will also become enraged and lose it. Things are going to become violent when Lee nearly chokes Luna to death during the confrontation. In addition, Harrison Cohn, a young fashion designer associated with a notable figure, will create a stir with his debut. Since Cohn is portraying a character named Deke, if it turns out that he is Deacon Sharp's son with Becky Moore, he might be an adult version of Little D. Sharp, who was once known as Little Eric. In any case, since Deke and Remy will be dating, he will experience some love in his life. The most recent Luna news will unavoidably circulate over the week of September 22nd to 26th. When John Finn Finnegan learns that Lee surreptitiously protected Luna and allowed her to go awry once more, you can bet he will be taken aback. It is likely that Finn will want to call Steffi Forrester to inform her of the situation. Poppy Nozawa will also receive information regarding Lee's behavior and Luna's survival, giving her an opportunity to respond as well. It goes without saying that Will eventually confess to Electra. Will might wind up spilling the whole terrible tale because Electra will have questions. Even though Will was Luna's victim, Electra will be harmed by his secrecy, which could lead to a relationship breakdown. Since everything about this circumstance is messed up, Electra will need time to process it all. Will Luna end up back where she belongs, in prison? Will Luna still be able to use her pregnancy plot in some way, or will she need to come up with a new one while incarcerated? In any event, Luna doesn't give up easily and might have more plotting to do. Lee may be subject to legal and professional repercussions for her own behavior. Carter Walton will then begin to realize that he might not be able to marry Hope Logan. Carter will experience some destruction once he concludes that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, might be Hope's real love. As Carter observes Hope and Liam get back together, Daphne Rose might find solace over the week of September 29th to October 3rd. Daphne will need to assist Carter in finding an alternative course of action because Liam and Hope appear to be about to have a family reunion with Beth Spencer. Taylor Hayes will likewise require a new path to follow. Stay tuned to find out who Taylor will be coupled with, since she will eventually find a new love interest. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, there will be a lot of excitement over the next 3 weeks. While Luna Nozawa's dark and twisted path collides with almost everyone on the canvas, from Lee Finnegan's rage to Electra Forrester's heartbreak, from Bill Spencer's vengeance to Ridge Forrester's precarious marriage with Brooke Logan, the Bold and the Beautiful continues to weave its web of tangled emotions, betrayals, and impossible redemptions. This time, the canvas spans Liam Spencer and Hope Logan's family reunion, and the main question remains: what happens when broken trust, family ties, and dangerous obsessions explode all at once? Liam has consistently found himself torn between two ladies. Hope's heart is still bound to him through Beth Spencer, their shared daughter, and Douglas Forrester, the boy Hope adopted and reared as her own, even though she has frequently been the victim of his indecisiveness. There is still an irresistible pull between Hope and Liam, even though Hope recently attempted to reinvent her life with Carter Walton, who has been incredibly devoted, compassionate, and willing to become Beth's stepfather while also thinking about starting a family with Hope. This is especially true after Liam's near-death experience forced him to reassess his decisions and come to the realization that Hope is the source of his happiness, future, and sense of belonging. In this delicate environment of longing and reconciliation, Liam might propose growing their family, citing the idea of a bigger, happier family as a means of mending their marriage and reminding Hope of their shared vision for the future when Beth was born, one that is full of love, forgiveness, and stability. Even though Hope is aware that the terms stability and Liam are rarely used together. However, Luna's shadow hangs over everything as Liam attempts to recapture his family, since it is impossible to overlook her crimes, schemes, and psychological breakdowns. Following her purported escape through Remy Price's apartment, Luna is cornered not only by Will Spencer, who at last acknowledges that he was coerced and beaten, but also by Katie Logan and Bill Spencer, who will not let the wrong against Will to go unpunished. Bill's infamous passion for vengeance is rekindled, leading him to take steps that could permanently harm Luna's life, while Katie's fury burns brighter than ever as she believes Luna molested her son. The conflict doesn't stop there, though, as Lee Finnegan joins the battle and responds violently when the truth is revealed. In a fit of maternal rage, she almost chokes Luna to death because she feels deceived by her own decisions to take in her niece and give her second chances that were wasted, not because she wants to protect Luna. Because she enabled Luna to continue on her destructive path, Lee realizes that her job, her ethics as a doctor, and her connections with her family may all be shattered. This self-realization causes Lee to become extremely angry, almost to the point where she would wind up in prison. However, as this violent altercation progresses, new characters like Harrison Cohn's Deke, who is romantically connected to Remy Price and may have a connection to Deacon Sharp's past, enter the scene, generating even more conjecture regarding familial ties and unspoken legacies that may have an impact on the influential figures in Los Angeles. The effect, meantime, is felt in all directions. Finn is horrified to learn that his mother, Lee, covertly fostered Luna despite her past transgressions, which makes him doubt not just his faith in Lee but also his commitment to Steffi Forrester, who needs to be kept updated on the situation. Luna's mother, Poppy Nozawa, also becomes involved after discovering that Lee's treatment of Luna has backfired disastrously. This gives her the opportunity to express her opinions and possibly stand up for her daughter even while the rest of the world condemns her. At the same time, Will Spencer has to tell Electra Forrester the unpleasant truth. Forrester thought she was developing a real relationship with Will, but she was caught off guard when she learned what Luna had done to him. Will's secrecy turns into a betrayal in and of itself, leaving Electra reeling from both contempt at the fact that he withheld something so significant from her and sympathy for a hurt Will. This truth might perhaps ruin their relationship and make Luna's crimes even more tragic. The issue still stands, though. Will Luna wind up in jail, or will the soap opera manage to keep her around once more, maybe by using a pregnancy twist that compels the Spencers and Forresters to deal with her in more permanent ways? Given that babies are always game-changers in soap opera land, Luna may use the child as a weapon to stay relevant even while incarcerated or as a negotiating chip to avoid severe punishment. As he observes the indisputable spark between Liam and Hope rekindling, Carter Walton on the opposite side of the canvas starts to worry that his future with Hope might be slipping away from him. The knowledge that Hope might always view Liam as her true love in spite of all the prior betrayals adds to Carter's anguish, leaving him with no choice than to battle for a woman who might never truly love him or find the courage to leave. Carter may find solace in Daphne Rose, who reminds viewers that love triangles in this soap opera usually turn into quadrangles and demonstrates that there are always fresh possibilities even in the middle of tragedy. After being abruptly rejected by Ridge Forrester, who later remarried Brooke Logan in what fans are referring to as the commercial break wedding of the century, Taylor Hayes also finds herself lost in the debris. Even though Taylor has publicly accepted Ridge's choice, she is still filled with bitterness and hopelessness since she knows Brooke has once again stolen her future, leaving her to wonder, where do I go from here? Will the authors provide Taylor with a genuine romance free from Brooke Logan's shadow, and who might end up being her next big love? All of this leads to a future full of unanswered questions. Will Hope be drawn back from Liam's sphere of influence by Carter's dedication, or will Liam and Hope actually get back together and grow their family? Will another turn of events save Luna again, or will she eventually have to deal with lasting consequences? Will Lee's career as a doctor be permanently destroyed, or will she survive the consequences of her violent outburst? Will Thomas Forrester's rage drive him to take another risky turn that puts all they've battled for in jeopardy, while Brooke and Ridge enjoy their hastily arranged remarriage? As September transitions into October, The Bold and the Beautiful, which lives on chaos, promises violent altercations, painful admissions, startling family reunions, and yet another reminder that in Los Angeles, treachery and love are never more than a single commercial breakup.